I did a Google search for the term dictator definition. And when I take a look at this, I can see that it is defined for that of a ruler with total power over a country. Typically, one who has obtained power by force. 2, a person who tells people what to do in an autocratic way or who determines behavior in a particular sphere. Now, what's interesting is I guess that's a singular form, and I guess if there's two people that tell people what to do in this way, or more than two, it would be dictators, or the plural form. But the question is, how much force is used within our world, in all countries on this planet, for the legal tenders within your nation? How much force has been used within it in all mechanisms? And then, of course, you are told what to do within it. But let's move on forward. And I did a Google search for, is America a dictatorship? And then if the stuff I'll see at the top is that it's identical to Nazi Germany, and well, 10 indications that the United States is that of a dictatorship. And quite frankly, I got the main one, which of course is regarding the Federal Reserve fiat debt notes. And is it heading towards a dictatorship? I'd rather use the question, is it heading towards ending dictatorship? Of course, it's been there for as long as anyone's been living on this planet. I also did a Google search for America's not a dictatorship. Maybe they'll give me some good information to show me that maybe I'm wrong and it's not. And you got It's Official, the Obama dictatorship, and are cons aware that America is not a dictatorship? That was just an idiot post. But I did some more searching. America is a free country. And when I did a search there, I was really, really, really curious to know what the 4 things are that makes America a free country. And within that webpage, this is what I received. This is from the Eat Notes webpage. You can see on the top of the screen, posted on October the 6th, 2009. I'm going to take this to mean what factors allow us to be free, rather than what examples show that we are free. Number 1. Most people would point to the Constitution and the Bill of Rights. These laws guarantee us various freedoms and institute a system of government designed to allow us to be free. Number 2, but that's not enough. We could have the Constitution and just ignore it. I'm going to end it for now, and I think you have been ignoring it, but it is, we did for all those years where blacks were treated unequally. So what makes us want to follow the Constitution? The answer here is our political culture. We are raised to believe in freedom and democracy, and so it's relatively easy for us to have those things, so our culture allows us to be free. Now, I'm not denying the fact that we are raised to believe in freedom and democracy. In fact, because we have been believed to believe in such a belief, then we believe it, even though it could be very clear that it's not. But when it's very clear that it's not, it's really not too hard to distinguish between the two. Number 3, but why do we have a culture like that where some other countries don't? First reason, because we have and have always had a large middle class. And wow. When most of the country is middle class, people feel equal to one another and treat each other equal. This allows for democracy and freedom. Well, if that's the case, you're right. Yeah, that would allow for democracy and freedom. That part is correct. And you didn't state why they would always have a large middle class, especially with the information how fiat currency is created. But that's a lie. We don't have a large middle class, and I think the largest was in the 1950s, 1960s, but that's so passé by now. Number four, this may seem strange, but we're free in part because we originated as an English colony. English was the most democratic, freest country in the world back at the time of the founding of the colonies and even at the time of the Revolution. So we started off with this idea that democracy was the norm. This allows us to be free. So we're free because our history and our economic structure give us culture that believes in democracy and freedom. Well, if it's only a belief again, then that's really not free. You could believe that it's not raining when it's pouring down raining, and if you believe it's not, then I guess you believe it's not. And going back to the time, I don't know if we ever really had a majorly free country or free world in any given time within this world. Back in the 1800s and 1700s, it was still a major dog-eat-dog survival world. Homework assignment. You don't have to do it, but you can if you want. You are the CEO for a super large retail chain like a Walmart. You currently have 8 billion in fiat currency holdings and an additional 8 billion on assorted market wagers. Those are like bonds and stocks and such. What strategy would you use in preparations and humans educating how fiat currency is created? Now, this is my answer, only my answer. It might be right, it might be wrong, it might be the best, it might be the third best, or the 20th best of all answers. I don't know. Number one, although I will not write the number two again, but it all tangles into the exact same thing anyway. Have 3 price tags per item in digital electronic format. Example, X brand computer printer. Have a price in Federal Reserve legal tender. Say this example is 120. If you want to buy it in silver, it's 133 and 1/4 grams. And gold is 2.5 grams. Now remember, I did the start of the video as far as dictatorship and freedom. For if we have freedom in a free market, then this is going to be no problem to do this example, of course. So there's 3 different prices within it. The only gold and silver that are acceptable are specified ones, like Canadian maples, silver eagles, Englehards, etc., which are redeemed at 31 grams for a troy ounce and 10 ounces bars at 311 grams. Gold coins in smaller weights, like 1/2 ounce, will be 15.5 grams, and so on and so on. The homework question states that there is a 8 billion in fiat debt note that the company holds in faith-based currency, and their investments are all redeemable in the same blind faith mechanism. That means they can only be cashed out in fiat currency. Therefore, the company is liquidating everything that it owns in fake paper crap and turns it into real silver and gold by making silver and gold coins with their company logo on the coins. In silver, the following coins will be made. A 1/4 gram coin all the way down to a 100 gram coin. And the 1/4 gram coin, well, that's a very tiny size coin. Extremely small. In fact, if you look at a 1 gram silver coin, in Canada, they're 5-cent pieces in the late 1800s, extremely early 1900s. And they're a very small coin. So I cannot make a 1/4 gram coin. It would just be too small. I'd make a 1 gram coin, but 25% of it's silver. 1 gram coin at 50-50 split to double the weight to 2, and then so on going down below. 90% silver, and you could even go 92.5%. Same deal though. For gold, 1/4 gram would be 8 carat, then all the way up to 24 carats for gold. And carats is just another way of saying what percentage of gold you have, or 24 carat is, well, 24 of 24, this is 22 to 24 percentage of gold, which is like 90%. And then 8 of 24, that's 25% gold, I think. or well, 33%, excuse me. These coins made by the retail chain will be used as store of wealth as well as tender. These coins could be sold to customers who may use them for tender anytime they wish or do what they want with them, including melting of such. Most likely a 2% fee would be added for those likely looking to buy the coins flat out, and if one bought a product costing 24 3/4 of a gram of silver with a maple leaf, then the change is 6 1/4 grams, which can be given with each of the 3 lowest coins minted. Prices would also be pegged to the 1/4 for easy trade, even though we are in a digital age of technology for easier use of smaller numbers. With 8 billion in currency to invest in, how much would one be used in gold and silver? It's a difficult decision. Going halves would require 4 billion going into silver at today's prices of 27.50 in silver. That would be almost 150 million ounces. Warren Buffett bought 130 million in 1998. And with falling prices in a free market, this tells me there is a lot of supply available. For if there was not, there would not be a bear market in price action. In reality, if regulation does not stop this project from working, the true supply and demand may stop it. The Constitution states that only the government shall coin its money. Therefore, a large chain to coin its own trade in gold and silver could not happen, and therefore is a dream. Constitution also states that gold and silver to be coined as money. And today it is not the case, as the religion of fiat currency is in place only as trade that you are forced to use. That is slavery and dictatorship. Also, may I point out that the Constitution, it's not being used too well. And anyway, if only the governments were allowed to coin money, then how are different places able to make gift certificates? That's coining their own money. That's legal. So maybe it might be legal to just totally revolutionize the retail system, as the example showed within this video. In fact, the company Timothy Eaton, which ran in Canada, maybe specifically in Toronto, Canada, had a very large store. It was about 6, 7, 8 stories large. The store, no longer in business, did have 1-ounce silver coins for $50. Thus, a gift certificate, but not on fiat pieces of paper. No, it was on 1 ounce of silver. So if you happen to not cash it in, and the company goes out of business, which it did, well, you'd have some real assets still, at least, anyway. Whereas if it was on a card or a piece of paper, it would be useless. But they did coin their own money, to say the least. Well, thank you for tuning into this video, and have yourself a great week and holiday week. Bye-bye.